This is the Commonwealth, where we feature leaders of disruptive change. Today's guest is a content creator who reaches millions of people online by posting videos of what life is like on her farm. Enjoy our conversation with Laura Carlson. Laura, first, thanks for joining me.
No problem. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So I occasionally talk to people wanting to start a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And almost always the frame of mind is I'm going to upload one video and it's going to go viral and my life is going to change. And I always have to reset expectations of you should expect 6 people to watch that first video.
Absolutely.
But
yes.
you did upload a video and then it went viral.
Yes. Yes, I did.
I guess talk more about that and just what's the backstory?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I think everyone in the back of their mind somewhere has thought that they should start a YouTube channel, do all the fun challenges, do whatever, film your job, Making YouTube videos is really fun. I think there's a great appeal. Everyone has a favorite YouTuber. I guess I've always told myself I'd be way too busy to ever have a YouTube channel. All the work that goes into producing videos, making interesting content. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And so, and especially with the idea that, 6 people are going to watch the video, maybe. One of them's going to be my mom,
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of sad. I'm not going to want to go and tell all my friends to go watch the stupid videos I make, And so I guess I just started all of my social media in different areas, started a Twitter page. Our generation is kind of strange. We've just absolutely grown up on social media.
Yeah, totally.
And so all of those kind of social accounts I've had from a super young age, never really did anything with them. So I'm primarily in the farming ag space with things, which has a huge following, especially on the Twitter space.
Okay.
And then growing into the YouTube. But
interesting, Twitter is the most.
Yeah, Twitter. It's this weird, they call themselves ag Twitter. And I've just been kind of hopping on that for several years now. My parents are both farmers.
Okay.
I'm going to be a farmer. That's my career.
Yes.
So I was asked to host a Twitter account that's primarily followed by farmers, just showing the life of different farmers in different areas of the world. It's called Ag of the World. Very interesting account.
Okay.
I said, yeah, sure. All right. You got it. And so I was given a week to just kind of show what life in Nebraska was like on a farm. So I posted a few short little videos, responded to some questions. I think the account had 13,000 followers at the time.
Okay.
So, it had a decent following.
Yes, definitely.
I was so nervous because all my, I had 300 followers on Twitter, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. So 13,000 was quite the jump for me. I was star-dazzled by all the fame and the people.
Yeah.
And we had just started planting that week and planting my field. It's my first field. I'm renting ground this year.
Okay, that's exciting.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Very exciting. So I filmed a short little video of what the inside of a tractor cab looks like, or at least ours does.
Okay.
And just kind of the primary functions of things. Did not go in depth. I mean, this was a 2-minute, 30-second clip, just quick how I get started into the field. And I posted it on Twitter and it kind of took off. It got 1,000 likes. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm living the high life here,
Yes.
And then it got 2,000 likes and 4,000 likes and 10,000 likes, and it kept being retweeted and going viral kind of on Twitter. And I was like, oh man, fame, what is this? This is crazy. And then it started blowing up so big, I thought, my goodness, somebody's going to take the video and put it on YouTube themselves. I should just put it on my little, farm YouTube channel that didn't even have any videos on it. I should just put it there just so no one else takes it from me and puts it there. Because then the video, I found it on sites like Reddit and other different parts of the internet. And then my channel started getting subscribers. I went to bed one night, I think I had 10 subscribers or something. Next morning I had 3,000. Next morning I had 20,000. The jump was so incredibly fast, and all I had put out was that 2-minute, 30-second vertically filmed clip of me in the tractor clap.
Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah.
It's interesting that it blew up again on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your farm is close to Aurora, Nebraska, right?
Yes.
Which is a small town,
Tiny town.
5,000 people, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. What's it like getting so much attention? That when I started doing this, it was even tough to conceptualize when, about 2,000 people watch our show every week.
Yeah.
And 7,000 people grew up in my hometown. So even conceptualizing 2,000 people, but when it's tens of thousands or millions of people. Like what was that like unpacking?
So crazy. The little small town newspaper, the Aurora News Register, was out literally like the next day with a photographer, the star of Hamilton County, as I'm just trying to process what it's like. And so I was like, well, man, if they're going to come to my page and subscribe, I better have more than just one vertical video. And so I filmed like a 3-minute introduction, no editing. I took it straight from my iPhone, put it onto YouTube, just gave a quick little introduction about who I am, what I'm doing, that I might be actually putting out YouTube videos, and that skyrocketed. The original video, the inside of a tractor cab video, actually at one point was number 3 trending in the world on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's where a lot of the hits and initial subscribers came from.
Okay.
I was getting calls from all these different people across the world, and they'd be like, we want to start a TV show about you. And I'm like, I filmed this video in the tractor cab like 2 days ago. What are you talking about? Like, have you seen the show Tiger King? Which obviously everyone in quarantine watched the show.
Yes,
Tiger
it's a
King.
classic. It's a classic.
Yes. Binged it in like a day and a half.
Yes,
right?
yeah. And then I restarted it after watching it the first time.
It's
I was
brilliant.
like, yes,
it's a brilliant
really
show.
It's really good.
Yes. Anyways, like, we're gonna make you the next like Tiger King show. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah.
So I turned down TV deals. We're not doing that. No
Okay.
TV. I'm not looking to be the next Joe Exotic.
Okay. Is it something you're open to down the line, or the door is closed forever?
I think the door's probably closed forever.
Okay.
The Kim Kardashian lifestyle, it's not for me.
Okay.
Not for me. I'm looking for maybe just keep it to social media. I have a little more control over the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram.
Fair enough.
Facebook. Trying to do Facebook. Facebook's a tough space.
It is tough. Well, it is all difficult. So that's why when people are like, "Oh, I'm going to upload a video and go viral," it's like, well, it's way harder than that. But it is cool to see your success.
Yeah.
After that first one and just how it happened. So after that first video, how did you approach making videos? Like what's the process now? Because so that first video has 1 million hits,
yes,
correct? And now you've done like how many videos?
50 videos.
Yes, yeah. So like how do you think of the new videos?
My original goal was, I still thought I was way too busy to have a YouTube channel. I thought this was maybe something I'd put out a few simple little things like I was doing for the account on Twitter, and it wouldn't really go anywhere. I'd have that cool viral video, great story to tell. It's still an awesome story to tell, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
But, it really wouldn't go anywhere. And so I thought, if I'm going to put out a few videos, my goal is to just keep it as simple as possible. I don't want to have to spend, I don't want to have a part-time job editing videos. I want it to be like, I make a few quick clips, throw it together, put it on YouTube. And pretty much that's the same mindset I have now, except it's turned into an actual part-time job. Because of all those crazy initial hits, my channel was actually monetized with only 2 videos being up on the page, that Inside of the Tractor Cab video and the introduction video that I filmed of myself.
Wow, okay.
Just because the subscribers climbed so quickly and there were so many watch minutes on the page that I was able to be monetized.
Yes, yeah, which is the two metrics YouTube looks at to monetize a channel: how many subscribers you have and the watch time of videos.
Absolutely, I believe the threshold is 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 minutes of watch time. I think is what it is.
Which again, most people don't do after 2 videos.
Yeah.
Yes.
A very short videos.
Yes. Yeah. That are vertical.
That are vertical. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So as far like now that like you're making money from this and devoting a significant amount of time to it.
Yeah.
When you, I guess, how do you think of the concept for a new one? Okay. And then you mentioned not doing much editing. Is that still the case? And do you edit all of the videos by yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. So all of my filming I do on my iPhone. I did get a better phone. I got the X Max Pro 11, whatever that is. So I upgraded that because I was filming on the 8. So I upgraded my camera equipment a little bit.
All right.
Everything is filmed on my iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe down the line, I will experiment with GoPros and drones possibly.
Okay.
But for right now, I'm still thinking I just want to keep it simple. So film with my iPhone, upload everything on my Mac, and throw it in iMovie, splice it together, put it on YouTube. I really don't do any crazy editing. So this is proof that you don't need Adobe Premiere Pro software or anything crazy like that. free iMovie is okay.
Yes.
As far as concepts go, most of what I'm filming is purely day-to-day life. So it could almost be considered vlogging, but then going a little bit in depth is the job I have. Farming is really unique. It's not an 8 to 5 job. It's a 24/7 job. So anytime I'm on the farm or doing things related to the farm, I'm kind of vlogging and just explaining what I'm doing as I go along. But it's been really helpful because it's actually been helping me learn how to farm. When I think of things I want to explain to my audience, which has grown so rapidly, I probably would have never considered this question unless I was thinking of farming from the perspective of someone who didn't grow up around it. Okay. So then I'm able to go and ask some experts some questions. My dad and grandpa who've been farming for 40 and 60 years, professionals who come to the farm. We had this guy who has this huge bale grinder contraption. So I was able to go up to him and ask some questions, interview him. So I incorporate some other people. I'm not the only character on my channel. It's me, my dad, my fiance, Grant, because he farms as well.
Okay.
So then I have another farm to go and get some content from,
Nice.
which is so handy.
Yes.
And then my mom, I have 4 younger siblings, so they're able to kind of jump in, add some content. So this is definitely not something I'm doing on my own. I have lots of supporting characters to help me out, which is so nice.
Yes, absolutely. I like it. So you kind of touched on this earlier of not doing a TV show because everything would be everything about your life would be featured.
Yeah.
What percent do you show on your channel and what do you keep private? And how do you strike that balance?
Yes. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, because it's such a big audience, I feel like back on the old social media days, back in March when I didn't have such a large following, I was much more okay with sharing so much more because I knew personally everyone who was going to see a picture I posted or a tweet that I threw out. My tweets could be a lot more focused at somebody because I knew exactly who was going to see it. Whereas now it's, 10,000 plus Twitter followers. It's who knows who's going to see this? I got to be a little bit more careful about what I say. As far as on the YouTube channel goes, I show a huge chunk of my life. There's a few parts I keep separate, like my house and home life. That's my own for me and my family and my fiance. So I keep that separate. And the farm, I probably show 95% of what we do. And the other 5%, I just can't show because I have to be there hands-on. I can't be distracted filming or explaining, It's those jobs that really require 2 hands and then complete concentration. So, there's sometimes where, we can just set the camera up and do the job and then go and get the angle. I have to be careful because my bosses, dad and grandpa, are always watching. So I have to can't film all the time. Sometimes I actually have to do the jobs.
Yes. Yeah. Do they understand what you're doing? Because my grandpa has never listened to, doesn't get what a podcast is, and he would be the same with YouTube. Yeah. So when you're talking about posting videos and how well do they understand everything?
Absolutely. It was definitely a learning curve. I had to explain sometimes I'm just going to be talking to people on the internet. When I'm doing a live stream, I'm going to be walking around and talking to a huge audience. I'm not going to be able to respond to you, it's a recording studio.
Yes.
And he loved it. I have 2 sets of grandparents. They watch all my videos. They love them. They are religious on reposting them on Facebook. It's great. They're so supportive.
Yes.
But he jokes that our farm shop is not a farm shop anymore. It's Hollywood recording studios. They're very supportive. My dad has gotten super into it. He's loved social media since forever, big on Twitter. And so the thought of me launching a YouTube channel was very exciting for him. And from that, he's kind of dabbled in making his own little videos. So they love it. They're having a great time.
So you mentioned the majority of your audience not being from the farming community. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, I would say that's a huge part. And I think that's why my videos are having so much success, because our farm is, I would say, similar to a lot of farms in Nebraska, but because my audience came mainly from places like Reddit, where I'm not I don't spend a lot of time on Reddit.
Okay.
But I'm aware that there's not a huge farming community on Reddit.
Yes.
Because my video is being posted on like gaming threads because there's so much technology in our tractor cab. I mean, we have like 2 huge iPads, 4 monitors.
And can't tractors now almost drive themselves?
Yes, they can drive themselves.
Okay.
I'm just there to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, so I'm sitting there hands-free as the tractor's driving themselves. So it was on a lot of different like gaming and technology threads. And so people would come over and subscribe and be like, farming? Well, what are you even doing? And so I've been able to reach a very large audience, whereas, you know, on Twitter, I was kind of aiming my tweets towards the farming community. Now I would say, I'm like, man, the farming community is kind of small. Let's think bigger, you know, let's think everyone.
Yeah, yes. What do you think about being, like, in a way, you were like the voice of farming? That there's been a big disconnect over, like, even the last decade or plus about, like, the farming and rural parts of the country being separated from the more, like, urban areas.
Yes.
And you, like, in a way, are bridging that gap with your content.
Absolutely.
Do you think about that while doing that?
Sometimes. I think it's obviously a super cool opportunity I have. It's been fun to just show people every part of my life. Reading the comments is the best part. I know everyone, you know, they start a YouTube channel, don't read the comments.
Yeah.
It's the best part. I can't help it. I love it. I love seeing people's questions and see what they have to say. My mom grew up in Omaha, so I am no stranger to Omaha and Lincoln.
Okay.
So I love the country life. I'm going to go back and live there once we're married to my fiance.
Yeah. Congratulations
yes.
again. She just got engaged.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anyways, but I love things like getting my nails done and looking nice and wearing makeup. And so I think it's been kind of weird for people to see like a really young girl in this like huge piece of machinery doing her makeup. It's just this really crazy twist of all these different things. So there's a lot of farming YouTubers out there. Some of them I've had the privilege to meet even before I had the YouTube channel. Everybody's super nice. But I think I just offer really unique perspective to people because I have like a foot in both worlds. Like I love the country life. I love driving the tractors. I think it's so much fun. But I like going out to nice restaurants and having my nails done and stuff like that. And so I think it's been a good look for people into what farming life can be like. You know, it doesn't have to be the super old white guy in overalls sitting on the cabless tractor bouncing along. You know, it can be a female in a tractor cab with monitors, so many monitors that you can't see out the windows, you know?
Yeah. So you mentioned reading the comments. There are also there's a negative component to doing all of this.
Yes.
Have you experienced any of that, of like the negative comments or like just like despairing? Does that happen like in your content?
Yes, it does.
Okay. How do you react to it so it's not positive? Yes,
absolutely. Sorry. Okay. So I would say the majority, if not 100% of my content is very positive. I show the sad, rough, bad parts of farming, like in the early spring. I was gonna say it's so long ago. It was only a few months ago. This whole journey has felt like years and years. Like March, so long ago.
And everything that has happened in the world since March makes it all blend together.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, you've gone viral and you're now a farming sensation. So I can't even imagine how quickly it's gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, and so where was I going with this? Reading comments.
Yes.
Negative. What portion is negative? Oh yeah, my content is mostly positive.
Okay.
I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky gal.
Okay.
I see no reason to be sad most of the time. I can find the good in a lot of situations. And so most people can't find something wrong with my videos, or at least I try to make it that way. I don't want to have, lots of controversial topics or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it happy, Laura's life, farming, educational. And so I have gotten some comments, like, you're probably just faking to be a farmer to get the likes or stuff, like that, which,
Which if that's like not you,
why would I do that?
Yeah.
You know, I think, all right, I don't think you get the point of this channel very much. Like, I'm trying to teach you guys how to farm here. Like, okay.
Yeah.
There's some weird, creepy comments from people on the internet.
Yeah.
There's some real creeps out there. But for the most part, it is absolutely drowned out by overwhelming niceness of people, truly. I think there's some great people out there in the world. And that is really just proven by the fact that I opened up a P.O. box because I didn't want to give out my home address.
Yes, I can understand why. Yes.
Privacy, right?
Yes.
And so I opened up a post office box and I started getting things in the mail for my subscribers. Like, there was some fan mail and stuff, but then there was also, like, just Amazon packages. huge ones. And so I inserted a quick little clip of me like opening all these boxes, like, what on earth, you guys? And it's like candy and different snack boxes and all these weird things coming from Amazon. And they're like, yeah, like little notes, be like, we just love what you're doing, keep it up. Happy birthday. Like, I don't know, like just for fun. And so ever since opening up that post office box, I stop in probably once or twice a week in just this small town post office. I mean, it's tiny.
How big is the town of the post office?
It's in Aurora. So it's like
so
5,000 people.
5,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiny post office.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking like some super small, like some farming community town, but okay.
Anyways, so I'll go in there and the postmaster guy will have a stack of boxes taller than his head to deliver to me, because people just like sending me things in the mail. So I've started getting packages from like Sweden and Germany and Switzerland. I was home yesterday, I stopped there and I had 20 packages waiting for me. So I went to my friend's house. We had like a little Christmas unwrapping party. I got sent a case of Mountain Dew Kickstart, Monster Energy.
What's the most unique thing that someone sent you?
Somebody 3D printed a nightlight of my fiance and I.
Okay.
And sent it to me. That was by far the most unique thing I've gotten.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting approach. And also like pretty deep, like they did some research and a bunch of work to find that. It's not like just
like they found a picture of us and it's a 3D printed little night light cover, like you plug in the outlet on the wall.
Yeah.
It has our faces on it. It lights up with our faces on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Outside of people sending direct things to that P.O. box, how has the monetization element gone? I saw that you're now selling t-shirts or about to be selling t-shirts. And then I saw you in a Busch Light tractor. Was that like a relationship you had with Busch Light?
No, I wish. Maybe someday.
Yes,
Maybe someday.
Yes.
So monetization, as far as like the actual YouTube monetization process, like I mentioned earlier, the channel was monetized very early on. But that definitely didn't mean I started getting paid right away.
Yeah.
Google is a big company, but things happen pretty slowly. So, I got that exciting email from YouTube Studio, like, congratulations, your channel's been monetized, you hit the threshold. I'm freaking out, can't believe it. I'm like, all right, like, the money's gonna start rolling in, right?
Yeah.
No, it takes a while. You have to go through, Google does other payments through AdSense. So you have to be verified through AdSense, and then they have to send something to your house, and then you have to send it back, and then you have to wait for everything on your channel to be reviewed, which didn't take long because you had like 3 videos. You know, but it was just quite a process. And then on all the websites, it said, because of coronavirus, things are going to take 6 to 10 weeks longer than normal. Like, oh my goodness. So it took probably 2 months before I actually saw any real money. Which that first, hitting that direct deposit it was crazy. It was wild. My world was rocked. I couldn't believe it. I got a check from Google. Like, what is this?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's been definitely something I've had to learn about. Because, I watched YouTube kind of. I wasn't like a religious YouTube watcher before this by any means.
Yes.
Definitely more of a Netflix girl myself. So I'd watched a few videos here and there, but I really wasn't sure about a lot of the YouTube process. So I've had to watch a lot of YouTube videos on just how to do YouTube things.
How to do it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what does a good studio setup look like? Yeah. What kind of analytics should I be aiming for? That kind of thing.
Or even like what the analytics mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. What do all these like CPM, what does that mean? Like, I really don't know,
Yeah.
So I definitely had to learn all the verbiage like in the influencer space.
Yes.
But then as far as other like monetization elements of channels, like sponsorships, I've turned a lot of people down. I really don't want my channel to become clouded with a whole bunch of different like paid promotions that I have to say. I do a lot better when I can just like freeball it and, make things up as I go along.
Yes.
So having a script written out in front of me really doesn't work well. It comes off way too forced. I'm not that great of an actor. I'm an okay public speaker, but I'm not a good actor.
Okay.
And so I've entertained a few different sponsorship opportunities. There's been a lot of cool technology offered just because of that original technology video.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the right partner, if you know what I
yes.
mean. So we're holding off on the like company sponsorships. Bush Combine was just something cool I found. I've always wanted to see it. It was something that went around ag Twitter for a while.
Okay.
The Combine went out to a dealership and they put the big Bush wrap on it. Super cool. What's the other t-shirts.
Yes.
So I have been working, the idea of putting out Laura Farms merch originated when the channel first started. Everyone was like, oh, you can sell t-shirts. I was like, hold off. Hegel, I need to get my feet underneath of me first. I just need to figure out how to make a video first. And so I was contacted by a few companies. And so I started working with them early on, but I said, I don't want to put out merch for a while. I want to give my subscribers a chance to get to know me, watch the videos, figure out what I'm about, what the channel's about. Yeah, so we are getting very close to a merch launch. If anything I've learned through this whole process is that everything takes 10 times longer than you think it's going to take. So putting together a contract, for a company to make t-shirts for me, you think that'd be super simple and straightforward. Well, it just takes a long time, for lawyers to get back to you on different things.
Yes.
What, lawyers have to be involved? Yes, lawyers have to be involved.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. But t-shirts coming soon.
Okay.
I'm so excited about them.
Yes, yeah. I love the design.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So last question for you, Laura.
Yes.
Have you thought about TikTok? Are you on TikTok?
Okay, so I'm like in denial. I have the TikTok app downloaded, but I don't have an account, so I can just... Are you on TikTok?
I'm a huge TikToker. Love TikTok.
So I just like scroll the For You page.
Yes.
But it's not like recommend, it's just the recommended videos. I have no algorithm designed for me because I don't have an account. I don't want to be on TikTok because I will just get sucked in. I know. If you're on TikTok, I'm sure you understand.
Yes.
It's hours of mindless scrolling. I mean, hours of just swiping and swiping. And they just keep coming. Where do they all come from?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yes. So the algorithm is really, really just well done. And I would guess you may get something tailored even before making an account. That it just knows what you like watching and it'll queue up what's next.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I've also spent hours sucked into it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, I've also had a few videos do pretty well, and then it grows like all of a sudden you have like 200 new Instagram followers and stuff. So, and there's really no farming TikTok, which means there's an opportunity.
Absolutely. I know. So I've heard from a lot of people that they pretty much just have TikTok to push people over to their Instagram and YouTube because, TikTok could be taken down any day or something like that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
And so they pretty much just use it as, they'll make a few videos and they'll be like, oh, by the way, like, come
Check
over
out
to
the YouTube.
Instagram,
Yes.
come over to the YouTube, the Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Maybe. I'll say maybe. I have to figure out a way that I can, and maybe I just need to be on TikTok longer to figure out what kind of videos I'd want to make.
Yeah.
I don't want to make cringy dance videos.
Definitely
I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So if I could figure out a way to make TikToks that I won't cringe at when I look back on them in 6 months or even like 2 days, possibly, I would consider it. Right now, I have bitten off probably even more than I can chew, just keeping up the YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's so much that comes with it. I don't think people really understand. I'm sure you get it.
Yes, yeah.
Managing social media is so much more than posting a cute little Instagram picture every once in a while. It's a full-time job.
And especially video, there's so much work to like edit and produce video.
Absolutely.
And then responding, the comments can take hours a week, I'm sure.
All the DMs, and there's so many nice people. I want to answer their questions. I want to get back to them, but you just can't.
Totally get it.
Possibly TikTok. Maybe someday.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe.
All right, Laura, well, thanks again.
I'll keep posted on that.
Yes, of course. Well, thanks again for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. And before the credits roll, Jared Hastings is a listener of the Commonwealth and connected Laura and I.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so shout out to Jared. And if you have anyone who you think we should interview, go to our website at thecommonwealthmedia.com and you can fill out a form that shoots an email directly to me. The Commonwealth is edited by Kyle Kua, directed by Alec McChesney, and produced in partnership with KZUM Radio. Special thanks to Emmy Hernandez and Isabel Cheeseman for creative guidance. That is it for this week's episode. Thank you for being a member of the Commonwealth. If you enjoyed this conversation, please tap the share button and send it out to your friends and family. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. If you want to hear more conversations just like this one, go check out our podcast library. We've been making this show for about a year and have interviewed disruptive leaders from around the world. You can also tap subscribe or follow to stay updated when new episodes drop.